My name is Walter Hartwell White. I live at 308 Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Your dad must be quite a guy.
Yeah, he is. He's the best.
You don't want to lose him, do you, Walter?
None of us do. We love him.
He's a good man, isn't he?
Absolutely. Ask anyone. Anybody. He's a great father, a great teacher. He knows, like, everything there is to know about chemistry. He's patient with you. He's always there for you.
Would you say he's your hero?
Oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am. Totally. My dad is my hero.
Say my name, Heisenberg. You're goddamn right.
For those of us who've watched Breaking Bad, we know it's not just a show. It's an experience, a journey of transformation that pulls you in and refuses to let go. But what exactly makes it stand out in the sea of great television? After all, there are plenty of shows with incredible twists, emotional depth, and gripping plots. Yet Breaking Bad feels like something more, something rare, something timeless. Today, we're diving deep into why Breaking Bad isn't just a great show, it's a cultural phenomenon that changed television forever. Let's get into it.
The chemistry, is my realm.
Oh my God, you really are a chemistry teacher.
Created by Vince Gilligan, Breaking Bad has taken the world by storm.
Yes! Come on! Ah!
Becoming one of the most critically acclaimed television series of all time.
This is not myth.
From Bryan Cranston's powerhouse performance as Walter White to Aaron Paul's unforgettable portrayal of Jesse Pinkman,
Yeah, bitch!
this show has left an indelible mark on pop culture.
Oh yeah. So you must be daddy.
Breaking Bad isn't just television, it's filmmaking at the highest level. It's a treasure trove of lessons in character development, pacing, and narrative structure. But if we're only focused on the finished product, the moments that make us say, "Oh wow," we might miss what truly makes this show great. Yes, Breaking Bad is dark, it's full of jaw-dropping moments, but that's not why it's good. What makes it good, at least in my opinion, is the absolute honesty with which Vince Gilligan and his writing staff treat their characters and the world they inhabit. The Breaking Bad writers don't shove those holy crap moments into the middle of the story just to get a rise out of the audience. They carefully earn every one. A guy opening his door and getting shot is dramatic, absolutely. But when the character who opens his door is Gale, perhaps as innocent as a meth cook can be, and the character who shoots him is Jesse, someone totally aversive to murder, the drama is 100-fold. In an interview, Vince Gilligan explains breaking a story involves detailed planning and structure, as opposed to simply writing based on vague inspiration while working on each episode. The writers would work together to plan out every single beat of the story in extensive detail. They would write out beats on 3x5 index cards and pin them to a cork board that would average somewhere around 60 to 65 cards. That's a lot of plot and a lot of detail. But it ensures that every episode has a rock-solid structure.
As delicious as it sounds.
Midway through season 3, Walt and Jesse are trapped in the RV with Hank looming outside like a hungry shark. It's a moment that pins the audience to the edge of their couches and makes them wonder just how are Walt and Jesse going to get out of this? Well, believe it or not, the writers had to ask themselves the same thing. They often reference this moment as an example of just how painful the writing process can be. It took hours upon hours of thinking.
It's me. We need your help.
A fake phone call to Hank telling him something horrible had happened to Marie. Made for some damn good drama, didn't it?
You're gonna have to start paying me more.
This is the beauty of Breaking Bad. Nothing is cheap. Every plot twist, every shocking moment is rooted in the choices the characters make. It asks the question, what happens when an ordinary man is pushed to the edge of survival? And what will he become when the walls close in?
I won.
Chemistry is the study of matter. It is growth, then decay, then transformation.
What truly elevates Breaking Bad to the top tier of television is its complex character development. The show doesn't just focus on Walter White's transformation from a mild-mannered teacher to the feared drug lord Heisenberg.
You're goddamn right.
It also delves deeply into the transformation of every major character, especially Jesse Pinkman and Hank Schrader. Let's talk about Walter White. Vince Gilligan's whole idea about series is to convert Mr. Chips into Scarface. At the start of the series, we sympathize with him. He's just a man trying to provide for his family after a cancer diagnosis. But over the course of 5 seasons, Walter morphs from a seemingly humble teacher into a power-hungry, morally compromised figure. It's a slow, almost imperceptible transition, which is what makes it so compelling. Every choice Walter makes, no matter how innocent it seems at the time, carries weight. And with every new decision, we see him move further away from the man we met in the pilot.
Where is it? Where'd you hide the meth?
Walter White isn't just a character. He's a reflection of how power, greed, and desperation can warp a human being.
You.
Then we have Jesse Pinkman. Initially, he seems like the typical sidekick.
I mean, that affects me.
But as the show progresses, Jesse evolves into one of the most tragic figures in television history.
Heisenberg.
What's amazing about Jesse is how real his journey feels. He starts off as a low-level meth dealer who doesn't know any better. But as the series progresses, we see him evolve, getting caught in the moral quagmire of the drug world, all while desperately trying to hold onto some shred of humanity. His guilt, his pain, his struggle for redemption are portrayed with raw authenticity. And then there's Hank Schrader. As the show progresses, Hank's pursuit of the elusive Heisenberg isn't just about the chase.
We're working, okay? So you gotta get out of here.
It becomes a personal and emotional journey for him.
I don't even know what I'm talking.
The brilliance of Breaking Bad is that it constantly plays with character arcs in unexpected ways. Hank, the tough DEA agent, is revealed to be more vulnerable and emotional than he seems, and Walter, the mild-mannered teacher, becomes increasingly unrecognizable as he descends into the heart of darkness. What makes Breaking Bad stand out in terms of storytelling is its exploration of themes, morality, power, pride, and identity.
You got me.
The show isn't just about a man selling drugs.
The methylamine keeps flowing no matter what.
It's about a man's identity crisis, his transformation from Walter White to Heisenberg. It's about who he becomes when he starts to believe that his actions are justified for the greater good of his family. At its core, Breaking Bad is about pride, and the consequences of letting that pride go unchecked. Walter White's journey is the embodiment of this theme. He starts as a man who's doing something bad for a good reason, to provide for his family.
Daddy did that.
But as time goes on, his justification fades, and what's left is a man who craves power, control, and respect. His moral descent is one of the most captivating aspects of the show.
I don't remember any of that.
Throughout the series, Breaking Bad examines how personal motivations, whether it's pride, ambition, or self-preservation, affect every character. Take Skyler White, for example.
My name is Skyler White, yo.
At the start, she's Walter's moral anchor, a voice of reason. But as Walter's lies spiral out of control, Skyler's own survival instincts take over. She's forced to make morally questionable choices, which challenges her own sense of right and wrong.
Happy birthday
Breaking Bad shows us that good people can be pushed to do bad things.
I'm a lawyer. Even drug dealers need lawyers, right?
And then there's Saul Goodman, the morally ambiguous lawyer who plays the system to his advantage. Saul is a perfect example of how Breaking Bad doesn't just present characters as good or bad.
Somebody's going to prison.
Saul's pragmatism, his willingness to bend the law to suit his needs, highlights how, in a world full of moral gray areas, people will often do whatever it takes to survive. He's not an evil villain, but he's not exactly a hero either. He's just human. And that's why Breaking Bad is so addictive. It's not just about watching these characters spiral into darkness, it's about watching them struggle with their own humanity. We see ourselves in these characters, their flaws, their doubts, and their moments of redemption. And that's what makes the show not just compelling, but deeply relatable. Beyond the storytelling and characters, Breaking Bad shines in its visual style and cinematic quality. Shot in the beautiful but stark landscapes of Albuquerque, New Mexico, the show uses its surroundings as both a literal and metaphorical canvas. The desert, with its vast, empty spaces, represents the isolation of Walter White's journey and the cost of his transformation. The cinematography is also brilliant. Every shot feels deliberate, designed to evoke emotion or tension. High-angle shots and close-ups of characters' faces all work in tandem to elevate the show's visual impact. It's not just a TV show, it's a visual experience.
Stay out of my territory.
Another element that elevates the thematic depth is the brilliant use of visual storytelling. Take the color symbolism. From the outfits the characters wear to the lighting of certain scenes, Breaking Bad uses color to convey emotions and shifting allegiances. For example, early in the series, Walter is often seen in muted, neutral colors, symbolizing his moral ambiguity. But as he becomes Heisenberg, his clothing choices shift, reflecting his increasing power and ruthlessness.
No fighting.
A number of shows earn so much critical acclaim during their initial seasons that they just tend to ride on that success and forget about delivering a satisfying conclusion that fans seek. But Breaking Bad stands as a masterclass in consistency, delivering not only a powerful finale, but also some of the best episodes in TV history leading up to it. Take the antepenultimate episode, Ozymandias, widely regarded as the greatest episode of television ever made. It captures the devastating collapse of Walter White's empire in an emotionally gut-wrenching hour.
You're never gonna see Hank again.
It boasts a 10 out of 10 IMDb rating and multiple Emmy wins, solidifying its place in TV history.
This is where you get to make it right.
Then comes the finale, Felina. Just as Walter White is the perfect anti-hero, Felina is the perfect conclusion. The episode ties up every loose end while staying true to the show's themes of pride and consequence.
You did this for the family.
I did it for me.
We watch Walt emerge from his New Hampshire hideout, terrorize his former colleagues, and execute an ingenious plan to eliminate Jack Welker's gang. Every scene brims with suspense, while Bryan Cranston delivers a haunting performance that cements Walter White as one of the most compelling characters in TV history. What truly sets Felina apart is its moral complexity. While Walt may see his final actions as redemptive, the show never lets us forget the monstrous deeds that brought him to this point.
I need the money.
From his chilling farewell to Skyler to his poetic death in the meth lab, Felina strikes the perfect balance between triumph and tragedy. It's not just a conclusion, it's a masterclass in storytelling, proving why Breaking Bad remains the greatest show of all time. The show became an inescapable global phenomenon, sparking a massive online presence with memes, parodies, and fan creations, such as Lego and musical parodies and jokes about Walt Jr.'s love of breakfast.
All this time, you were lying about this?
These fan contributions highlight how deeply Breaking Bad resonated with audiences, turning it into a worldwide conversation piece. Additionally, with over 200 awards, including 2 Golden Globes, 16 Primetime Emmys, and 2 Golden Nymph Awards, showcasing its exceptional quality and widespread appeal. Even after the series ended, Breaking Bad's legacy remains strong. So, why is Breaking Bad the best show ever? Because it's not just about drugs, violence, and crime. It's about transformation, choices, and the consequences of our actions. It's about the fragility of humanity and how power can corrupt us all. With brilliant writing, unforgettable characters, and a visual style that enhances its story, Breaking Bad isn't just another show. It's a cultural milestone that redefined the boundaries of television.